Hi, 143 fam. I'm Antonia. Thank you for being here. Thank you all so much for your patience in June. I was traveling, came home with a really bad flu, so I was unable to get your mid-month love readings done. But we're going to take a look extensively at love, your general overview, in these readings here today. I also have a few different giveaways for the month of July. First of all, I'm going to be giving away one free reading to one of my YouTube subscribers here. I will announce winners July 31st. If you'd like to be considered, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Leave me a comment below your video. Let me know how you've connected. Also for Instagram, I'm going to be utilizing that platform to give away a few different readings throughout the month as well. They may be spontaneous. You'll have to show up and see what it is that I'm going to do that I have planned for you guys. But again, follow me there, Urban Soul Guru. Winners will be announced there each month for readings so that you guys don't miss it. I have inspirational messages and quotes. I channel these messages for you guys at least a few times a week. Okay, so you're getting some additional content there. Again, thank you guys so much for your support here on my channel. I'm always so grateful to connect with you. I am available in July for private readings, for energy healing. You know how to reach me. Now let's jump in to your July 1st general overview and love readings. Let's see what's in store. Hey Capricorn, this reading is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising for July 2019. I'm going to start with your general overview first, then we'll take a look at love. I'll have timestamps down below. Capricorn, general overview, July 2019. Capricorn, general overview, July 2019. Okay, Capricorn, I've got your energy. Do you know that you are loved? That's what I'm channeling. Capricorn, do you know that you are loved? Do you know that you are appreciated? There may have been people around you that couldn't keep up. There may have been people that were unable to give with the generosity that you are able to give. Not just what you have in terms of financial or opportunities, but your talents, your love, your time, just your energy in general. There may have been people around you that couldn't keep up with that. And some people may have stepped back. Some people may have stepped out. You may have chosen to close some doors because of that. But what universe wants to remind you is that you have been loved regardless. Of course, there have been some people who have showed up and their intentions weren't pure. And you may focus in on those experiences. That may be what lingers. But what universe is asking you to shift, okay, to shift the energy toward and to refocus in on are the people who have loved you. It may not have been the outcome that you wanted or that you expected, but there was love there nonetheless. Now, if you can move forward this month, focused in, okay, not on love, but this love and abundance that actually has existed in your life. And it's more than just love. It's more than just romantic love. It's love. It's respect. It's not just in romantic relationships. We're talking about work. We're talking about family. We're talking about friends. You will shift your energy across the board to align with love, and you will start to manifest now from that place. The rewards are incredibly abundant and incredibly blessed. There's a lot of joy there, but there's also a lot of healing. I'm feeling like this month has to do with healing of some heart chakra issues, but it's beautiful. You get that resolution, you get that healing. You are loved, you have been loved, and you will continue to be loved. But the most important focus is loving yourself too, nurturing that inner child. Make sure, Capricorn, because you guys are phenomenal caregivers, and that doesn't just apply to family. Make sure that you are getting back what you give. Make sure you are getting back what you give. Make sure you are giving yourself that same kind of love and attention, okay? You're not the only sign this is coming up for, but it's showing up in a little bit more of a grown way, I feel like, for Capricorn, because you're not oblivious to the fact that you give more than other people, and in a lot of ways, you're okay with that. For you guys, it doesn't need to be 50-50 for you to be satisfied and fulfilled, but 90-10 doesn't cut it, okay? If you're okay with 60-40, that's fine, but make sure it's 60-40 and not 1% less than you can handle. But the goal here is 50-50, okay? And you have to treat yourself with that kind of love and that kind of kindness. You're going to see the entire month shift in your favor if you can do that. It may require some forgiveness, but it definitely requires commitment to self-love too. So let's get a little bit more clarity on this. Capricorn, July, general overview, Capricorn, July 2019. Capricorn, July 2019. Okay. Well, I know what your focus is, and it's because this is where your focus should be. But I do think most of those imbalances that you struggled with in the recent past existed in a work space. I'll tell you this, Capricorn. If you can spend time seeking out the people who have loved and respected you, even if it wasn't the outcome that you anticipated, one, you're going to heal that situation, and you may have some very blessed reconciliations. But you may also be able to close certain doors with peace, but take that love with you so that you can manifest more love. You want to manifest the love in all situations. This doesn't just apply to family and romantic relationships. Infuse this with love, not just your work, but have loving thoughts around everybody that you have meetings with, everybody that you collaborate with, everybody that you're speaking with, even if it's about money. They may not be able to meet you there. You may not be meeting people who are as high vibing as you, but you will still be able to shift the energy in your favor if you're infusing love, okay? Creative projects. So we have entrepreneur and creative projects. Something's taking off a little bit differently for you. And this is why universe has this focus and is asking you to focus a little bit more on love. Not on the losses, but on the gains, okay? Because you are meant to call in bigger and better blessings, but also people who are more alignment with what you create, with what you offer, with what you can get done, okay? Because you are the leaders. You guys are phenomenal leaders, and you're getting a lot of work done. You're finally aligning with people who can meet you there, okay? So you may have had one or two really blessed partners who could keep up, but let's be honest, Capricorn, have you had more experiences with people who couldn't fulfill their end of the bargain? Do trust that that's getting healed now. Do trust that that energy is shifting because you are recognizing love. And I think you guys are already doing that. Just keep doing that in the month ahead. Creative projects are coming through. Trust ideas. Trust, I'm getting repetitive words, repetitive ideas, and repetitive numbers. There are major messages there from Spirit for you. Write them all down. It doesn't have to make sense at the top of the month. You may be seeing repetitive numbers. Write it down. You may have a repetitive idea. Write it underneath. There may be a word that keeps coming up in your thoughts. You hear it around. You're seeing it around. You will connect the dots by the end of the month. It's a new idea. It's something new that Spirit is asking you to launch. Or it's something you currently do that Spirit is asking you to launch in a new way. There's creation here and there's business, but I'm also hearing the word fire for you. You may be dealing with a fire sign, which I think would be a very blessed union to have that fire productivity matched with yours and that grounded, super focused Capricorn energy. But it does require the past being let go. Something ends. Something has ended and it's opening a bigger and better door. There's a better group, I'm feeling. There's a better group. There's better company. This could be a family environment, but truly this comes through hardcore with work. It's a better environment to work in. It's people who work as hard as you do. You no longer have to accept taking on all of the work and all of the burden. You'll be working with people who don't need you to do that. And that may shock you. That may not even be comfortable for you to wind up in a situation where you have this collective of people with the same intuition, intelligence, creativity, talents, ability to work as hard as you do and get as much done in the time frame in which you can get things done. But if you can accept that shift, something major is launching. There's more success here, but something you're letting go of something. You're letting go of someone. It feels like an environment. So we come back to love. Universe was asking you to infuse this, especially work, especially your thoughts around work and who you're working with love, clarified by love. This is a main message for you this month. It does feel like there is some heart chakra healing for sure. I do think for some of you, there's going to be a tie-in with romantic relationships, but without a doubt, it's not skipping the work base. It's not that you aren't being loving and kind to people you're working with, but it's your thoughts. It comes down to thoughts, the real feelings that you have. Infuse feelings and interactions, thoughts that you don't even share with people, with love, so that you shift whatever's going on here in your favor. It'll come through very quickly. You'll manifest this easily. And I think you know how to do this already, Capricorn. Intuitively, I trust you, and I'm feeling your energy of alignment. But if something isn't in alignment right now, recognize that early in the month and just make the changes where those changes are needed. For you guys, mainly it feels like the thoughts that you're having in your private time. Make sure you're not just speaking love. Make sure you're not just acting love. Make sure you're thinking love. Because our thoughts have more power than the words we actually put out in the universe, okay? There's so much energy that we put out in those conversations you're having with the universe. If something feels off with a person, with an environment, any kind of situation, even if it's someone or something that you have to let go of, do it with love, because it circles back. Somehow it's either the person, the situation, the team, or just the energy. It circles back to you, and you wind up benefiting tenfold because of the way you're handling things. Let your past goes being clarified by 2 cards here. Be honest with yourself and listen. Be honest with yourself that some doors need to close. Be honest with yourself that there needs to be a shift, and you play a role in that, okay? You may have to shift some of your thoughts to keep up with it, but it's very positive. Also, as you're letting your past go, especially if you don't have clarity as to what that means and who that pertains to or what that pertains to. Make time, meditate, quiet your mind, speak to spirit. There are messages coming through for you again. Those messages are also coming through as you're writing. There's something creative you should be writing down. But again, it's these repetitive numbers, ideas, words that are showing up. They all connect. By the end of the month, you will be able to connect those dots. It may be an idea for a new business. For some of you, this trustworthy guidance that sits at the center of your reading. So we have trustworthy guidance, clarified by acceptance here. Accepting the trustworthy guidance, making space to listen, because you have to move forward in a different way. Something does need to change, but it needs to change not because you've done anything wrong. This isn't about you doing anything wrong. This is about universe aligning you with a better team of people, a better family, a better environment that's at your level, that's vibing where you're vibing. People that can keep up with you. That's what I keep hearing. People who can keep up with you. This trustworthy guidance, you need to accept this. Universe is speaking to you directly. You're going to feel it. You're going to hear it, but you do have to make time for it, okay? Trust in endings. Try not to resist too much, because you may miss out on a bigger blessing here. But I do feel some of you launching new careers. I feel you channeling a new business, a new name of a business, which then inspires you. Okay, I'm ready to go. I know exactly how to get from point A to point B. This is going to take off this month. For some of you, it's a new business partner. For others of you, it's a creative project that you're launching, and being able to step away from the typical 9 to 5 and really focus in your energy. How can you do what you love? Ultimately, universe is asking you to infuse love into what you do for work. What do you love? What do you love to do? Can you make money doing what you love to do? The answer to that is yes. If any sign can make that happen, it is you, Capricorn. It's time. If you're not already doing that, it's time. Okay? Let's get you guys a crowning card. Crowning card for Capricorn. Beautiful. Look. Ultimately, you're infusing love as you manifest. Whether you are consciously manifesting or it's just the subconscious thoughts out there in the universe. Do it from a place of love. You will reap the rewards so quickly, quicker than you can even handle. What do you want? What do you want this new team to look like? What do you want this new shift to look like? What experience do you want to be having in the workspace especially? Where is there a disconnect? Where is there imbalance? Put out that love and that kindness and that gratitude to the universe. Manifest what you want. You're getting what you want in the month of July. I feel that really strongly. Okay, let's see how this applies to love for you, Capricorn. I'm definitely feeling some reconciliations. It feels like, so to tie in with the message of, do you know that you are loved? There are people who maybe couldn't keep up with you for a period of time that circle back and they can now. For those of you where that manifests in romantic relationships, it's definitely something you're going to want to entertain. Take it at a slow pace. You don't necessarily have to take anybody at face value, but also trust it. Trust what your intuition is telling you. If you feel like, no, this person hasn't changed at all, or, you know, what they're saying isn't in alignment with how they're acting, trust that, let it go. I don't think you will entertain anybody from the past whose energy shows up the same as what you've experienced before, okay? These are major shifts. So anybody coming back, you'll see a major shift in them. You'll see a major shift in the way they think, they talk, they act to you. It will be very obvious without them consciously trying to prove anything. It will just be their status quo and this new foundation. Those are people that you can trust coming back. Definitely some reconciliations for you guys. Capricorn, July in love. July 2019. Capricorn, July 2019 in love. Yeah, for some of you, someone's coming back really different. Their energy is shifted. They match where you're at now, Capricorn. They match where you're at. Capricorn in love. Okay. Some people will show up and they're not ready. You may have to weed through more than one person. Pay attention to the red flags in people's behavior, especially people showing up who are saying that they're ready and they've changed, but nothing else about them has changed. Just the words they're speaking to you, that's not enough. That's somebody you're probably going to close the door on and keep the door closed, okay? But there are people who showed up with red flags in the past and you created some distance. There may have been true breakups and separations because of this. There are some people who showed up with those red flags who have honestly and authentically changed. Center of your reading, honeymoon. I feel you guys, first of all, there's a necessity to travel. There's a necessity to be around water. But this honeymoon card comes as a timeout. You need a little bit of space from work. It feels like work is really intense. You'll manifest work and finances at a much quicker pace if you take some time out for yourself. But I do see some resolution here. If you can travel with the one that you love in the month of July, do it, because there's healing there. There's karmic healing there. Creates a deeper bond, especially for those of you who have had some major separations. You come back together, go away together. Test out those waters. That's what this is, testing out the waters. Being by the water will magnify, well, honestly, it'll magnify the good and the bad. So if there are red flags there, you're going to see them. Do you see this is a reflection? The water will be a reflection as to whatever energy is showing up. But if that love is intact, the bond is intact, you're going to see that and you'll be able to move forward with somebody and truly reconcile with complete peace, knowing that you're making the right decision. For those of you that are single, be careful as to who you meet when you're traveling, okay? Not everybody is showing up with, it's not that they're not showing up with good intentions. I think that I'm getting the number 3, okay? It feels like there's potentially 3 different people. Feels like 2 of them are going to show up with significant red flags, and you're probably going to want to end that pretty quickly. But there's one person who shows up, and that reflection is beautiful. It's very much in alignment with where you're at in your own life. Give your relationship a chance. There's healing here. There may be some red flags. There may have been some red flags. Go away together. Work through them. Commit to that. Give your relationship a chance. I don't see you guys separating. If there's been separations, it's already happened, okay? Pay attention to the red flags that's being clarified by finances and career. I think for some of you, you've been struggling with partners in the work front, and then there's been some spillover into romantic relationships. I think that's manifested in some time away, you having to do a lot more work than what you're actually being paid to do. You've been taking on other people's burdens because they can't keep up. They can't work as fast as you. They don't have that kind of work ethic. Pay attention to how unhealthy that is. It's unhealthy for your committed relationships. It's also blocking new love. It's time to rebalance this. If there's no way to heal a current financial situation so that everybody's pulling their own weight, it's time to either create a new opportunity for yourself by launching a new business or go interview somewhere new. It's just time. It's time to step off that hamster wheel, okay? There's not enough progress there. It's too draining, and it's blocking love. For those of you who have had that experience at work and you notice that it's interfered with time and energy that you've had with a romantic partner, all the more necessary for you guys to get away. It doesn't have to be a major trip, but it does require some alone time with no distractions, clarified by romantic feelings. The bond deepens here. For more of you than not, if you travel with a significant other, you're going to love the reflection. You're going to love the clarity. You're going to love the bond that you come home with. If any healing needs to be done, you'll speed up the process if you get out of your home environment. There's something stagnant there. So make sure you're opening windows, get some air flowing. You may want to redecorate. It feels like something stagnant at home, stagnant energy. It doesn't feel like bad energy, but you may want to sage. Get some fresh energy and some fresh, just some new energy, okay? Invest in the home space too if you live with somebody, because there is some sort of weird kind of stagnant energy that I'm feeling for you. Give your relationship a chance as being clarified by a spiritual connection. It feels like if you are in a committed relationship, you have a very deep bond, and it's a very spiritual bond. It's a high-level soulmate connection. So this is not somebody you walk away from if you're having a challenging time, but this person is also worth you having a better balance at work for. For the majority of you, that's the message. Have a better balance at work. Align with people who can work as hard as you do, because it's taking time and energy away from those that you love. Your family, your friends, your loved ones. Enough. Put an end to that. For the majority of you, those are the red flags. If you are single, give love a chance. You have a real possibility of calling somebody in, especially if you're traveling, that you have a seriously deep spiritual connection with, but it only feels like one. I'm feeling the number 3, but I'm seeing you quickly eliminating 2 options and narrowing down to 1 pretty quickly. You feel very decisive about it. This person will show up and they won't have those red flags. They will also have a similar work ethic to you. It feels like a pretty deep intellectual connection as well, which is something that will be a really good match. Crowning your reading is this could be the one. For so many of you, you are already with this person. Celebrate them. Celebrate your love. Healthier boundaries around work because you don't want to mess this up. Travel if you can. Reconnect. Romance 110%, okay? Go all in the month of July. Your partner needs this. If you're single, you have the potential to call this person in this month. This feels really close to you, Capricorn, if you want it, if you decide you're not going to constantly be distracted by this, okay? Bottom of the deck, friends are going to help you, but I also feel like it's important to be social. Flirt, okay? Romance, flirt, keep it sexy. Reconnect. It's all about reconnections. Be out with your friends. If you're single, be out with friends. Don't be trying to find love, but also don't be surprised if someone connects with you while you are out in that social environment. Super attracted to your energy. Absolutely loving how you interact with other people and how you carry yourself in the world. You're going to attract one seriously positive person. Don't be afraid of weeding through a few different people and energies to get to the right one, because it feels like you'll get there really quickly if you're single at this time. For those of you in committed relationships too, have some social time. Go out and party with your significant other, with some mutual friends that you have. I also feel like for those of you, you've already called this person in. It feels like you have a really, really, really intact friendship. So if there are any issues, any stresses, communicate it with them. They will be a really beautiful support system for you the rest of this month, especially as things shift on the work front. That person's going to hold you down, okay? Love and appreciate them. Have gratitude for that. Get away with them because they deserve it and they need this as much as you do. Capricorn, thank you for being here. I will be back mid-month for your mid-month love reading. If you feel like you need some more clarity in the meantime, I am available for private readings, for energy healing. Reach out to me if you need that. In the meantime, I'm sending you so much love, light, gratitude, Capricorn. I'll see you back here soon. Ciao.